know.
Hey everyone, Guest 273 here. After yesterday's experiment with multi-streaming again, I decided that today, you know what, let's play just a regular single player scenario, one that is quite iconic, but without the, you know, functionality of multi-streaming. This one is just for the YouTube audiences. So let's do a very quick audio test and then let's jump right into it, into our iconic single player map. So let me fetch my own stream and let me do a audio test. Iconic single player map. So alright, that is a pretty good audio check. For some reason I had sound on right there. And then, I don't know, let me draw like a funny emoji or something in the chat, just to make sure that that is working as well. And I can check that a bit later, but yeah, we're continuing our quest to complete every single player scenario in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And today for that task we have to go all the way to the letter A, Arrogance, where we are going to be playing as the purple guy. So Arrogance, it's an S-size map where once, centuries ago, the world was at peace. 4 cultures lived in harmony and freely associated with each other. Then you came into power and realized things would be better for you if you took over the entire world. And I read that description and I was like, you know what, it sounds quite a bit like our necromancer Sandro. At least from the campaigns, if you've played those. But you could play as any faction in this map with no restrictions, no banned heroes seemingly. Well, of course you would have to play Sir Mulk instead of Lord Heart in Castle because it's made for the Shadow of Death expansion, but I chose, you know what, I was like, let's play with our favorite, with everyone's favorite Sandro, seemingly, everyone's favorite necromancer. And since resources and gold are both could potentially be impactful, I decided let's roll with an artifact for this one. This one is a free-for-all 4-player map, so I either expect to be done with this in like, I don't know, maybe up to an hour, or if this is one of the more convoluted ones, I think this could take like multiple hours if all the towns are super bunched up together, if there's many towns on this size map. But let's see how it rolls out, and let's, you know, just jump right into it. Recently ascending the throne, you have realized it would be much better if you ruled the entire world, not just a quarter of it. You are smarter, better equipped, and rule more justly than the others who are squandering their time on the throne. That is what Sandro says, and we are starting here in this nice lava biome. So let's check out our town. Oh boy, our town is actually quite built up, and there's no like restrictions, well, besides the standard to no shipyard. Wow, didn't realize our town would be so built up. Oh, actually blind, ice bolt, with the 3 crucial earth magic spells. No haste though, and units immune to death triple. Well, this is quite a disappointing artifact. What can Sandro tell us about himself? Sandro first studied necromancy under the tutelage of the wizard and later the lich Etheric. Sandro has seen nearly all of Enroth and Arathia, and now serves Phineas Wilmar, leader of the necromancers of Deja. But does he really? Well, and his starting spell usually, I think, is slow, but since we have slow in the Mage Guild, we have it here in, you know, his book as well. We'll go together with all the other spells. And who do we have in the tavern? Ooh, it is Charna and it is Morton. So we have the ability to get a free ballista, essentially. So, some fire elementals guarding some very big cache. So my question is, should we just roll around with the entire army, or should we deposit everything that is not the raids in the town? Well, let's leave Mr. Sandro on a single raid for now, so we could explore a little bit better. I really hope there's no guards in the mines, otherwise, oh gosh. Well, let's actually take the entire army in that case. A bit unfortunate getting the wind blown out of my sail, but yeah, we do need to get the sawmill and the ore pit as soon as possible, and I think we can do it in the first turn if we put our minds to it. And yeah, with 20 mana, and of course, since we have sorcery, we actually do a little bit more damage. I think the main priority here is just gonna be protecting the bigger stacks. Actually, Mr. Skeleton, well, you can still protect him. One skeleton for the price of a sawmill. I think that's completely fair, and we get that one skeleton back. It's almost as if we didn't lose anything. And then, do we go for the ore pit or do we go for the treasure chest too? Get the second hero out. I think you know my choice, but I'm gonna deposit the army in the sawmill, because I think I'm probably gonna go back there anyway, very soon. So yeah, let's go for the treasure chest. We're gonna be suckers for money, so 1,000 gold here. So we need one of the two better rolls, 1,500 or 2,000 gold. Okay, 1,500. That is that, and we can buy our second hero. I think that's gonna be Charna, just because she comes with some rates. So, ideally, actually, doing these fire elementals would be really good, as well as getting ore pit. So we don't have gold, at least not for now, but I'm gonna take a little bit of wood, just so we can build things. We are gonna take our army back from the sawmill, and we do need ore. Could the Charna do this with like a wraith? Oh gosh, if we had death ripple, we could do things very easily, but we do not have a death ripple. So I have an idea. What if we what if we did something like this? We unified the armies, but we gave Sandro all of the skeletons and all of the wraiths. Actually, something like this and this. Could the Charna beat all the imps with just the walking deads? I think that's kind of risky, truth be told. Maybe we'll just we have to try for the ore pit. Well, let's do it like this. I think Sandro will be very quick to go to the Fountain of Youth and then fight the fire elementals. We have Ice Bolt, so I'm actually not too worried. We actually have 2 uses of an Ice Bolt, so I think that's gonna make this fight very trivial. And then maybe we could just pick up the, little bits of ore laying around here, if we're not going for the imp fight immediately. Then we could unify the armies and actually maybe send the Charna back up here, where she could pick up the rest of the resources and Sandro could make his way back down again. Yeah, sure, I don't feel too confident in fighting these imps with just the walking deads. So yeah, Charna maybe did a little bit of she had a bit too much adventuring, going there and back. I'll leave her with 1 wraith already, and we'll take the walking deads back into our army. And actually I'll take the Fountain of Youth with the Charna first. And let's go beat up some energy elementals with Sandro here. Or well, fire elementals. I was expecting energies as well, truth be told. So we can Ice Bolt them, we cannot Magic Arrow them. We could Bloodlust our own army though. I think with 2 Ice Bolts will be just pretty fine. So they're not flying, they're walking actually, so maybe we should be. Now let's just kind of like stick to the edge of the map. I think it will be fine, right? Yeah, they can't reach us in the first turn. Then we can Ice Bolt one of these stacks. Then they can kind of reach up to the Walking Deads. Maybe we should let them, you know? Yeah, kind of both of them can reach, but that's fine by me. Ooh. Wait. And then we kind of just want one of the bigger stacks to hit, right? Yeah, we want the skeletons to connect. Don't care too much about the Walking Deads. So they're gonna go for the 1 stacks, of course, before going for the bigger stack. So, low health. I guess we have to hit the bigger stack. I guess we would start by hitting him with the Walking Dead, then with the skeleton, and then I think the raids are just gonna hit the one with the more health. Okay, I like this. 9 casualties for all of this fantastic treasure. I think it's completely worth it. And are we gonna pick something up in this very same turn to develop our town? Potentially actually building a necro amplifier already would have, like before the fight, would have been a really good idea. I think it's a pretty cheap build anyway, so I would still take it. And yeah, I think Charna will just pick up the treasure. I think both of the chests would go as gold. And yeah, we can just take the little bit of movement points extra and then go fight the imps. Do we want to restore some mana? Maybe for some of the other fights, but not for this one. Then again, we're very close to the town. Having to have these restored. Wouldn't have enough movement to take the chest. Maybe should have taken the chest. 1 chest for the level up. I mean, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna Ice Bolt the elementals. Would we fight? I think we would fight the dragonflies with this little army, so I think actually just restoring the just restoring the mana should be fine. As any good ruler would, and you are by far the best in the world, you send out scouts to see what your enemies are trying to do. It is always best to know thy enemy, and you always do what is best. Your scouts are excellent at what they do, and are far better than any others in existence. This will be a quick war, and you will be able to trounce your enemies quite quickly. Well, let's actually follow the advice. Ooh, Red already has 2 towns. Mr. Thane, Wystan, Ciele. That's kind of interesting. Ciele with... You know, that means there's a Conflux Fortress and Tower. No, not looking forward to getting blasted by magic arrows from Ciele. 5,000 gold, you find a small quantity of gold. Well, that kind of screams the city hall to me, honestly, but also screams getting reinforcements. So, another 5,000 gold. Okay, that's 10. Ooh, this is quite generous actually. Looks like we're having like super many resources. Resources galore. I could build some buildings for troops. I think I'll just stick to a city hall. And I think I'll just buy out more of these troops that we already have. That's gonna be like skeletons first. I guess I could also get another hero. Mr. Morton with his ballista. Would he be useful? I guess he would be useful picking up the stuff for our necromancer. So I guess we will be taking the army off of him. I guess we'll be taking the ballista off of him as well. And yeah, in that case, Mr. Sandro, with his newfound forces. I think he shouldn't have any troubles dealing with anyone. Followers. I'm gonna take these because I have mischievous plans for them. So Morton, could you take the sawmill? You could absolutely take the sawmill. So I'm gonna leave that up for you. And I actually don't want to lose these. I think they're, you know, they can be considerably upgraded if you catch my drift. Which we might even do in this week. And then yeah, maybe shouldn't have taken this with Sandro and instead gone to fight the serpent flies. Any which way, I am very happy with this turn. We are super duper rich because this cache of resources turned out to be quite huge. The chests here are also pretty big. And yeah, Charna. What could you do? I guess maybe you could take these off of Morton's hands as he would go closer to the main man Sandro, and I think we can fight these dragonflies. Followers as well. These followers I would keep in my army. Now we're gonna be having like super negative morale for the non-undead troops, but we have quite a ball of units already, unexpectedly. And oof, it looks like this is disconnected from the rest of the biome, which is quite sad, as that means I can't really access it with this week's army. I would have to wait for new week's army, or rather go back. Bit unfortunate. Ooh, in a second town. Bit unfortunate indeed, and Wolf Raiders. Quite a nasty fight without something like a mass slow actually, but I think Sandro is fine to go for the little bit of stats since he missed a few stats up north. And yeah, we could like magic arrow them, we could bolt them. I think one bolt would do us quite fine. Not mismoraling on the ranged unit is also pretty good. And then 1 and 2. And 2 skeletons for our troubles, so that's quite good. So here, what do we build for day 5, 6 and 7 in our capital? In our, well, yeah, main city. I was kind of looking for the capital. Definitely a citadel would be doing us quite a favor for the next week. So then, Charna, like any good hero, is gonna leave the upcoming skeletons in the town. We're gonna snatch this wood. And yeah, Mr. Morton. These resource piles though are not as big as the ones up in the corner. Still though, I feel like we can make use of them. Ooh, big chest and small chest. Quite a lot of treasures. So yeah, maybe actually a capital very soon. Not quite yet, but very soon would be quite a good idea. So mausoleum, estate, maybe both of them, but no castle in that case. We could go into Vampire Lords, but I'm not sure that there would be much clearing left to do, so instead I guess we'll take the Liches. We'll take the one attack skill, and yeah, let's go through this side. We could put Sandro on a boat. Ooh, the town is for free, completely for free. And I suppose in this town, in that case, we would be probably building a tavern, right? Afriti Sultan's guarding something that is not quite as valuable as the guard would think it is. Yeah, let's build a tavern so we can build the other town up for economy. Do you have a mage guild? You do not have a mage guild, so there is a purpose in staying here to make ourselves a little bit faster since we can't move that far anyway. Okay, Charna will take the small pile of wood. I guess Morton would be following us here. And I guess Morton maybe would be going in a ship in the next turn. I'm quite happy with Charna staying back here, and then let us build the town hall, and let us build, what do we build? A castle for the troops, an estate for, well, the vampires. Vampires are quite good, but you know, in small quantities I think we would rather just have the liches because the map seems to be quite rich. Seems like some of the players are not yet on 2 towns, which is interesting for me. So let's very quickly readjust the units once more. to something like this. So not gonna be fighting the sultans. What are we gonna be fighting? Well, maybe we just go for the little bit of experience. It's kind of out of the way, but still. And yeah, I think we have to take wisdom ASAP here because we are already very close to a level 3 mage guild. And after that, I do feel like we can go for the Star Axis crypt and maybe even go through the subterranean gate. Not having the extra knowledge and defense with Sandro kind of sucks, but I can live with it. So we kill the rabbit. And then Mr. Morton. I think we can jump in a boat with you. No, not quite. The boat is a little bit too far. At least spawned too far away. Then, I guess maybe Charna could actually go for the dancing leprechaun here. And we're kind of set up to build the capital. Who did we get? Vidomina and the Straker. And in the other town... I think in the other town we would keep developing the town by building something very cheap like a marketplace. I would like to improve Sandro's forces. How do I do it though? I would like some army... Walking Deads, I mean, especially if there is a ranged unit. You know what, I think we would buy out the Straker. I think we would take all of his Walking Deads. And all the skeletons we can afford. For the time being. We would take... Maybe one fly. And then we could give one to Morton as well afterwards. Like this. Can we reach the ship? $141. I'm kind of afraid that I wouldn't have enough movement points. So yeah, let's actually do something like this. 200 movement points would remain. Well, I guess we can meet up with Morton and give him the fly. And put Straker in a boat already, so he can be looting the ocean for some goodies. And yeah, Sandro over here is just going to be going. Well, do I want to go here or not is a good question. More followers. Everyone just wants to join Sandro for some reason. And I don't really care about the, fairy ring. And the windmill can also be picked up by another hero, like Morton. So, are we not developing our town? I think we should, at the very least. Yeah, I think we should try to develop it. So, the cheapest build I can do is for 1,000, and I know one such build I would be happy to take. Let's do a skeleton transformer, and let's actually already upgrade these imps into skeletons, like a true necromancer. Everything is skeleton if you're brave enough. Unfortunately, you had to let go one of your generals. He had allowed several groups of creatures wander into the area and take over the lands. This was just not acceptable. How can you possibly run the best kingdom and rule over all people if there are any flawed individuals working for you? It just wouldn't do. So he had to be fired. He will be much happier working in the barns anyway. It is what he is truly suited for. I mean, I did diplo those creatures, so yeah, Mr. General. Ooh, runes of imminency. Are we... Yeah, I am kind of I would be sad to lose those. So yeah, we'll take the Wraith, put it in the town. And then Mr. Morton, he can just pick up the leftovers. And what about this little Dragonbone Greaves? Well, I guess maybe we could meet up with Charna. We should also check the sizes of these sea objectives. And so Sandro, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe something like this. So yeah, let's fight the crypt. I think we should slow down Mr. Vampire. And then I think maybe let's attack the Wraiths with both of our flies. Probably gonna be, yeah, they're gonna be attacking my little halfling fellow. And then the skeletons can deliver a very big hit here. And then I think our Raids can basically deal with all of those. So, deal with 1, deal with 2. And very soon we can deal with 3. And since we have a ranged creature, we can just wait for them to come closer. Well... 5 to 9. Those, wait. And I think the Walking Deads are fine hitting. Quite a big stack they are. And let's advance our Wisdom. 5 skeletons back, and we got a little bit of a stat boost. The Quiet Eye of the Dragon. So, let us position our troops back in the setting that they were already in before. And Fangarms. Fangarms are a little bit of a nasty fight. I guess we could go and replenish some mana if we are committing to building a mage guild here. I think we are committing to building a mage guild here. Yeah, because this fight, I would be spending lots of mana here anyway. And then we could actually give the, what is it called? The artifacts over to Sandro as well. And the Charna here. She's sitting kind of sad without much to do. Guess we would be building something that's pretty cheap. And actually I guess maybe we could be... Oh, 6 speed, I think that's faster than... No, actually for her it's the same speed. Well, next week we'll just take the liches, we'll do the water elementals, and then we can take the treasure chest and the water wheel. So, Mr. Straker, maybe he can help our economic situation a little bit. Yes, he can. He is a good hero for sailing. Well, let's sail like this. And also kind of scout the opponent's lands across there. So, Mr. Morton, well, sure thing, advance your artillery, even though you do not have a ballista anymore. And yeah, you would have some movement points left. Let's give Sandro the artifact. And then I suppose we can go over here for the extra mercury. So as for Charna, she will indeed take the rest of the liches. And yeah, I guess skeletons will be her power stack for the time being. Guess we could so give some 1 stacks. And let's attack these water lilies. Ooh, no up stack, that's very, very good. Of course, we also have tactics, so everything is beautiful indeed. And yeah, technically we can even use the magic a little bit. Since we're very close to the town, we would be probably recovering it, so 2 for 1, no 1 for 1 because they're elementals. We can wait. I guess let's get rid of a full stack. Wait, I mean, this skeleton hit, no he cannot, so there's no real reason in moving him. And then 3 to 4 or that. And then I suppose we wouldn't really want to lose a 1 stack if we could help it. Okay, turned out to be quite a simple fight. And yeah, well, unfortunately can't reach this quite yet. Can't reach either of the gold objectives. So guess we will be doing that in the next turn. And then Striker could also deliver the artifacts to us. So, don't have the monies, but we could build a necromancy amplifier in this town for Sandro, as he is going to be taking a fight. And yeah, let's fight the Fangarms and hopefully we can... Do you wish to retreat? Hello? Are they so incredibly tough for a level 4 or level 5 creature that they need to be retreated from? Well, maybe the AI just flew the flies and there's like terrain here. So yeah, they weren't able to win. Okay, this guy blocking for the shooter. And then, could I position my raids so only 1? Could hit? No, not really. So then, I do think bolting the one we already started working on would be good. And then yeah, I do know they don't have any retaliation, but don't really think they would need. need retaliation. And maybe here we can put like the Wraith to be attacked, and then we can attack with the flies, and with the flies again. Okay, the flies miss morale, that's pretty sad. So here the bigger stack might be a problem. Oh. Ooh. Well, they're hypnotizing quite a few creatures. Maybe that's how the AI lost this one. So, we definitely want to hit, I guess, where we can delete most of those. 1 to 3 or 1 to 3. And I guess there's no point in really trying to save the halfling, we just try to brawl them down. Yeah, they're kind of fighting, making us fight amongst each others. So, we probably wish to hit with the biggest stack here, and we wish to hit their biggest stack. And then 2, and then 1 or 1 or 1. And that is the question here. Guess we'll go for this one. And yeah, I guess we can actually wait for the... Well, actually no, we want the skeleton to be able to reach. At least... Well, defend. We kind of probably want to save the fly, and we probably want to save the fly from being hit. And then boom. Quite a nasty fight indeed, but we did get rid of some of the units. Let's take the necromancy. Endless bag of gold, 750 gold, 20 wood, 10 mercury, 20 ore, 10 sulfur, 10 crystals, 10 gems, 10 gold. Okay, that last one was quite a troll, I must add. So, now we have much more tidy army, but not quite much more stronger army. Well, I guess Mr. Sandro would have to go back to town to recover his mana after such a big fight. And yeah, here we can't really build too much either. I wonder actually if clearing this on the other side would also give you those rewards. Now Charna will take a little bit of gold, we'll take a little bit of gold here. We could also take away Straker's artifact. It's kind of risky, you know, he could get assassinated, potentially. Maybe we could just give him some troops. Well, we could give him some troops and he could do the shipwreck, for example. He only has haste, though, which is quite sad. So Mr. Morton here will do this, and then yeah, hopefully we're not blocking Sandro. And I suppose we would be just sticking here in the town. I guess we could go in a ship with a Sandro. And yeah, 750 extra gold. Relatively for free, is quite good. So I think from this town, let's build up for the city hall. In my capital city, well, yeah, we can't really build a capital just yet. I think next turn with minimal trading, we can actually achieve it, so maybe that should be our goal. Ooh, so we can actually see Teal with a Vokial and with an Aenain. Looks like they might be... Well, no, they just have the Necropolis army. Floats some with nothing, quite the classic. Ooh, we have to go here for the chest because it's further away. And then, I suppose, Ring of Oblivion. Ooh, this is an artifact we do not wish the opponents to have. And then, yeah, Charna has a choice. Does she regenerate her mana? Technically, would she be better? I mean, tactics doesn't work in these battles, so actually, kind of both of them would be equal, besides the fact that Straker can cast haste and Charna can cast all the other spells. I guess doing the shipwreck would be quite reasonable. And yeah, let us finally build a capital, and let us actually buy a boat. So Morton, what can you do for yourself? Well, not much actually. You would just be sitting around. Yeah, you would just be a hero who's just sitting around for a little bit. I guess I can park you in a windmill. Sandro, if Sandro is jumping in a boat... Actually, we have quite a lot of these other resources, but then again, there's no mines here, are there? So, potentially, this is like all you see is all you get. Level 2 Mage Guild, Skelly Transformer for the Unearthed Graves. Actually, unironically, the level 2 Mage Guild, let's get some more spells. Death Ripple, okay, Death Ripple is a good one. And, yeah. Is this army big enough for clearing a derelict ship? I think it should be. And also, we do have a sawmill and we do have an ore pit, so these are the resources we can actually trade away a little bit. I think it should be fine for the extra few skeletons. Just having a bigger stack. And then actually, unironically, maybe I want to keep the flies out of this. They're not going to be giving us great value in these fights. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like this. Actually, yes, Sandro, jump into the boat. Do this shipwreck, do this derelict ship afterwards, and the striker can do this shipwreck. And then we have done the, you know, water objectives. Like all the water objectives on the map, unironically. Actually, that was his big cache, wasn't it? So yeah, Mr. Striker, I think actually going like this to meet up with Charna is quite good. Then I don't really think we need any other units for this fight per se. We'll take the thing for extra morale, and I kind of know I want the Ring of Oblivion to be taken away because it's quite a nasty little artifact. I guess we can give the one Wraith. Is it worthwhile? Yeah, I guess it can take like aggro. And then Mr. Striker, show us what you got. So, first stack, second stack, third stack, fourth, maybe fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And this shipwreck. Okay, so we could haste. Actually, we can haste our big stack of skeletons. To deal with those, and I suppose, well, maybe making the one stacks here was a bit of a mistake. Crest of Valor, that's not gonna be helping us as the undeads too much. So can we actually disembark? We can disembark, so that's pretty good. And then I guess maybe it would be really good if Charna would deliver these artifacts over to Sandro. And yeah, Sandro himself will be going on a little bit of a boating adventure as well. Some raids. And... Let's do it like this. I wish we had haste on him, but we don't. So, and then I suppose, well, do we want to risk losing a wraith, or do we not want to risk losing a wraith? I think we would be better losing off skeleton. And I think here we just need to clear the way for the Walking Dead, and he can bonk. Haven't chosen a school of magic yet, but it's because I got water and fire. Would really prefer earth and air, so yeah, let's advance our necromancy. Still Eye of the Dragon, eh? So we would be getting some lucky hits. And yeah, derelict ship. What is your size? I think it's doable for us. And yeah, can you reach? Of course, all of them can reach. So I think the most logical thing, let's shield our skeleton here. Actually, they decided to not go for that, so let's try to apparently deal with all of those in a single hit. And then wish we had haste, but yeah, we do not have haste, so that's quite sad. And then Mr. Walking Dead. Five speeds, actually we can prevent this one from hitting, which is quite good. Then of course, since our skeletons are getting like decimated. They're hitting the Walking Dead, that's quite good. Is it not? Oof, I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. I think this would be a decent cast to increase his damage. Yeah. Okay, then, well, we just have to win the brawl, I suppose. And then, yeah, I guess, get rid of our own skeletons. And I kind of like this result better than what the AI had, right? Yeah. Cards of Prophecy and 4,000 gold. Can we disembark in this very same turn? We can, that is beautiful. Then we can go inside of the city, and then actually Morton, you could help us with the delivering of artifacts. How far you can reach to this lava. And then we can build up both of the towns at the same time. Since we have huge amounts of gold, I guess a city hall, since we're gonna be supporting our own economy. And then probably a state into the Halls of Darkness in our main town. Ooh, and Ciele is in a boat. It's a little bit nasty, but you know, what can you do? Then all the artifacts go over to Charna. I guess Straker is kind of fine. Just chilling here. Like, maybe he will be the defender of the town. You know, Walking Deads naturally do like to be the defenders of towns. Then all the artifacts and all the army. And yeah, Sandro would simply be going inside of the town. Guess we can make him fast as well. And Morton has delivered, well, some of the army to us, quite a few skeletons. Maybe we can deliver more troops for Sandro here, that would be quite the idea. So in the second town, I guess, since we only have 2 dwellings, having another dwelling instead of the citadel makes sense. And here, since we already have a castle, the Hall of Darkness makes sense. So yeah, restoring mana with... Ooh. Did you... No, you didn't give them the artifacts, you fool. You only did half of your job. Damn it, Sandro should have had the Dragonbone Greaves. Well, technically it's day 7 and we didn't buy out Vidomina. So... she can fix this little insolent mistake. And yeah, let's give Sandro these. I don't want the Ring of Oblivion, truth be told, equipped on my main, and also the gold bag. Yeah, the gold bag should be on someone else. And I guess I'll take the Ring of Oblivion with him. Just in case. Ooh, big mistake, fool. Ciele has approached us. She does not know the foolishness of her own ways. So, Charna, I guess she can try to become a little bit of a better hero. We're going for all the experience here. Morton, I guess Morton will be setting up to help out Sandro here. Then, Straker, I guess. No real need for him to take that, but there's a real need for him to get to the extra, you know, stats. And then, who do we have in the tavern? We have a Nagash and we have a Xarfax. So, as for the second town, I do think let's keep building up more troops. And for the main town, I think maybe building into a mage guild here could be quite good. So, let us buy out the entire army with one single click of a mouse. That is quite good. And then the flies, I guess we can take the flies. Maybe like this, so we have some 1-stacks to debuff them, or dispel them rather. And yeah, Sandro is looking for maybe some artifacts in the Ciele. Foolish Ciele. You think you can flee? Well, actually with the war machine equipped and everything, that is quite a big possibility. Also with our army being so damn slow. Maybe we could blind. I think maybe if we do it, we should do it on the second round, right? Let's get rid of one of those. And then, as I said, if we want to blind, we should blind on the second round. This is kind of a shame because this would have been a really good hit. And they do come forward with their water elementals. Which I think, damn it. I was like, we can hit them, but no, Ciele just decides to run away after the hit on the raids. Well, screw you, Ciele. So, since we don't have that many artifacts, technically actually getting the wisdom... Well, we're gonna need to cast some spells, so intelligence is actually a thing. And fighting against the Ifrits... We could fight them and then we can go back into the town as well. Right? This is quite a nasty fight though. Maybe I would rather actually not do that. Are we gonna go and fight the sandworms in someone else's biome? That seems like an interesting proposal. But in any which way we would be doing this, making Sandro fast, and of course also buying out a Nagash here, and the fastest troop we can get for him is a speed 7 oops, sure, didn't mean to buy that one much just yet. I think we can kind of reach Sandro very nicely. With the secondaries especially. Yeah, with the secondaries helping out. Reinforce him with the extra units. Nagash for the 350 gold is already quite good. And then, so far there hasn't been any word back from your scouts, but that probably means they are finding out oodles of information. More than likely they will return within the next few days and provide you with massive amounts of information detailing your enemy's moves. Yes, that's it. They will have exact diagrams of what your enemies are planning. Until then, you will not plan too far ahead. Sandro out here with his master plan of not planning too far ahead. Okay, and then, yeah. So let's keep developing the two towns, I suppose. Let's build something cheap here, and let's build something cheap here as well, gold-wise. Resurrection and Waterwalk. Now, Waterwalk is a big one. We can just go and be in their biome. Attack Teal, like directly. Do I have... yeah, I have Wisdom. So, we could go and learn it, but... maybe, just maybe... actually, let's just buy the units. And, well... yeah, let's get everything we can get. I guess we're missing out on one garden. And in that case, also here have one fly. And give us the troops. And actually, Mr. Moneyman, I think you are more fit to hold the gold bag. And then actually here you can have one fly, since it's a speed 9 creature. And this would be the army. That or... amazing Sandro gets with him. So Charna would be going for a little bit of experience. Pathfinding is interesting as it allows us to traverse more quickly throughout the terrain. And yeah, Sandro, I think you will be going and fighting these Olga Turquoise. Too bad we don't have like a summoned boat. Yeah, we have a scuttle boat, but not a summoned boat. We couldn't go into the derelict ship afterwards. Scavenge their water, because I didn't see any hero attack this yet. So, ooh, there is a flag there. Oh yeah, they're not blindable. I suppose just an ice bolt would be fine. 2 guaranteed or 4 to 5. Do we want to attack one single stack, or do we want to attack multiple stacks? Oh, did I defend? Excuse me. That was a misclick. Using hotkeys is always like a bit iffy like this. I wanted to find the hotkey for this. Okay, then what do we do? I think the Walking Deads go first. Here, here. I guess we also want to put block from multiple angles. And in that case, skeletons get hit, the Walking Deads get hit, and one of our flies gets hit. Then, what do we do next? Wait. I guess we can take the retaliation off of this one. I think we should poison cloud these. I think these two will be taking big hits, so 2 and 2 to 4. So maybe -2, -3, 2 to 3, and I guess we want to. They'll hit twice unless I do something like this, which is sitting on the corpse. And then they just attack the Walking Dead there. I can't really, can I? Oh, I can. Yeah, really easy. And Earth Magic, thank you, 9 skeletons. Endless Bag of Gold, the second one. 20 wood, 10 mercury, 20 ore, 10 sulfur, 10 crystal, 10 gems, and 10 gold. Amazing that 10 gold right there was the apex of ore. Ooh, this is a ship. So actually I could... Foolish Thane, I will destroy you from the seashore. Actually, yeah, his army is not that big and he can be attacked from here. So why not? And yeah, we could blast his gogs. Actually, let's do that. Let's just blast his gogs. And then I suppose we can destroy his trash can as well as his shooter. Let's make a little wall for our liches here. And then Thane flees. Thank you for the 7 skeletons. And I suppose we could be going and attacking. I feel like we would be encountering a town or two. Does Red have? Yeah, everyone has 2 towns by this point. Or maybe this is not Red's land, but it feels this should be Red's land. I guess we also could. I could make Sandro fast, but I would be risking him to an ambush. So instead, maybe Mr. Morton will be sent ahead first. Like this, so we would see what's happening and what is happening here. Aenain with a small army. And, ooh, this is not looted. Red is not managing his lands all too well, it seems like. Yeah, we just get 1,000 gold as well. And I suppose... Inferno town. Ooh, he's outside with his army. Xyron here. Being outside with your army, quite a big mistake. Well, I guess the other heroes can just be running around and getting some levels. So they would be potentially a little bit more useful in the future. And like 1 extra spell power, we never know which one of them might be defending next. Defending against these hooligans. Technically Charna has already visited everything here, so she's like the prime candidate for defending. I mean, you know what, why not? We can put her in the town. So, in the second town, we would probably want... We don't really have any creatures here. A little bit of a problem, isn't it? Could we ferry them away, like, back here? It's quite far to reach. Maybe Charna instead will be going between here. So if I would have to defend, I would like to defend in that citadel. We also do have Xarfax here. Could skeleton transform some troops. And then what kind of a creature would I like most defending? Probably like vampire lords, even against elementals, just because they are quite good. And then crypt here. So first unit should be something faster. Second unit, third unit, like fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Actually, that Mr. Vampire is a bit faster than I thought he would be. Well, and can you reach? Oh, actually he can reach, but we can shoot him first. So, two Walking Deads. Oh, Spirit of Oppression. No positive morales for our opponents. That sounds quite good. And then Xyron here with his troops. Sandro could go back, or he could go deeper into the enemy land. Going back and restoring mana is the safe play. But then again, if he leaves his town, maybe within defending in the town, we could make some plays. I think actually this is just go back. There are more threats than him. And he tries to go forward. This guy has learned from his past mistakes, it seems like. Okay, then Morton. Oh, this is his capital city. And yeah, actually there was a town here, and actually if we would have attacked that... Oh, Arlach. Didn't mean to spook you, Mr. Arlach. Wonder if this is a dead end. Yeah, this is definitely a dead end. Well, Morton doing his best exploring. Straker out here. Well, actually not doing much, right? Yeah, he should be probably going down there. Sandro out here restoring his mana. I feel like we need to have one pretty big army to try to break an opponent, because they have two towns, and that's not too good, right? So Mr. Moneyman, let's actually do this. Let's give Sandro, I think these should stack still. Let's give Sandro the better Serpent Fly. And yeah, Charna, well, I guess you would be heading up here to defend the town. Can't also leave my towns completely empty. Maybe Sandro could go and learn the, what's its name? The Water Walk. That is an interesting proposition for sure as well. So, upgrade the town with the estates. Actually, if this is their break, maybe I could go and do this for more resources. Maybe just attacking Teal up through this town. I don't have the ability to get level 5 spells yet. No. Am I brave enough to build into a Dragon Vault? Quite a question, isn't it? I guess we'll just upgrade the raids here. Maybe we'll go for the Water Walk instead. Morton does get ambushed, which is quite sad. YOLO, well, wasn't good enough. We do have a good read on red. Oh, well, since that's done, that's pretty sad. At least, or at last, one of your scouts has returned. Expecting to see him immediately, you are very upset when one of the medics explains the man is in no condition to see anyone. Apparently he encountered some troubles on the way back and won't be able to talk for some time. This is most distressing and should not be happening in your kingdom. He may have to be fired if there is not a good reason for his lapse in duty. My scouts failing me left, right, and center. How could they? I trusted them. Then again, I mean, Water Walk is just such a good spell. And also, well, Xyron has the upgraded troops. We could go and attack their town in this week, and I can't really do much about it. Well, Mr. Moneyman is just gonna be getting maybe a few extra levels and whatnot. And then the other heroes also gonna be running around. And Mr. Straker. Okay, Charna here. Yeah, sure thing. Okay. So day 5, I guess day 5, 6, and 7. These 3 builds would need to happen. I guess in that case I'm taking the units that I can get right now. And in that case, yeah, I'm taking the units I can get here and now. So, do I want the tent actually? I'll buy the tent as well. Not having any upgraded units here is a bummer though. And maybe a resource silo for the... I only have 1 ore pit and 1 sawmill. Yeah, that is actually correct. So are we gonna be running into some resource problems? Well, no, unless I buy this. But then again, it will be, you know what, I think it will generate back its own value very, very rapidly. So, do you think we should be doing some sort of aggression, making some sort of aggression? Maybe these sultans are doable for me, but then again, day 5, day 6 and 7 I can probably reach. I also could, I guess the sultans are a plan B of something to do if this plan doesn't go, well, exactly as planned. I think it's going exactly as planned. Yeah, the Teal guy doesn't want to land on me. Their more scary hero went away, and their other heroes, I guess they're leaving this town empty. Unless they can reach, if this is like some 10,000 IQ gameplay though, I would be very upset. Technically, maybe he's, well, he shouldn't be as slow as I am, for sure. I guess Sandro is fine doing something like this. I'll take the attack skill from him, for sure. Oh wait, Nagash has already been here, and he should go somewhere where he hasn't been. Okay, I guess we can AFK this hero, and then Mr. Straker. What is your level up? It's more necromancy. Maybe I could have given you the artillery so you can actually control the towers. Then here, yeah, as I did say before, unearthed graves. I don't really care too much about the dragon, do I? Do I? Great question, but not gonna get an answer from myself. Everything costs ore in this town, which is quite sad, as that is the one thing we can't really spare. So, yeah, that actually goes away, which is quite surprising. Day 7. It's almost like, let's attack these master gremlins, or regular gremlins in that case. Ooh, they haven't apparently done their treasures. So, I think the Lich is gonna be shot, so probably making a 1 stack of him. Ooh, no, the skeletons are being shot. That's quite an interesting thing. Scholar or Advanced Earth Magic. Guess I'll advance the Earth Magic, and guess I'll go inside as well. Forsaken Palace. If only we had the... That would be kind of funny, actually. Building the devils for our opponents. And let's actually also build the ammo cart. I could also try to get in like these spells for level 4. I think I would be chilling around their town for a little while. And yeah, I do think here... Okay, so first things first, we do need to probably. Get the castle here. Necro armor is gonna be the biggest army we make. The one spell power is gonna be good no matter what. And then the rest of these heroes. Suppose we can set Vidomina here to start her turn. Striker can be set here to start his turn. And Nagash also can be doing things. So we could potentially buy out Xarfax. Or we could buy him out in this town. I do actually like the idea of buying out the Xarfax in this town. As we could potentially give him the army. He's kind of weak, but then maybe with the extra stats. Like, I want to take their town before they can buy the reinforcing troops, you know? And yeah, most certainly would be... Sandro recovering mana. Wait, 60 out of 60, right? Oh, he's not recovering mana. Xarfax, would he? I mean... nah, it's kind of risky, so I think this would be fine, like he's just making his way. Ooh, there's some free goodies. They really didn't bother to take those. I guess we can, you know, deliver the army if they come and to assassinate him outdoors. They will be meeting Sandro, so this plan kind of works, no matter what. Okay, and they just hunker down in their town. We could the Lizard Warrior. So they have devils. Doing this fight with not the main would be quite difficult in my mind. Especially somebody who's just like, you know, a fresh hero who can only cast one single spell. Is it worthwhile trying though? Henrietta here with her halflings, and then that's Gogs. So we would be probably actually taking the sultans, we would be taking these, we would be taking the units that fly, we'd be taking the skeletons just because they're the biggest stack there. I think the familiars would be one of the stacks that are getting shot by the towers. And then from these units, I guess what other choice would we have than taking the dogs? So, as kind of a wild choice as this is, so what am I staying on? I guess this, and what artifacts I don't want them to have the Ring of Oblivion. Here, actually, do we have a positive morale for the troops? We do actually have a positive morale, so we'll not be taking that. Immunity to Death Ripple. I don't think that's gonna be something that they would be casting. Okay, so Xarfax, you have to make one hell of a good showing for yourself here. I know you're not the main hero. This could be a pretty big mistake as well, for all I know. I could potentially try to minimize the caliber of the mistake. Let's do this, actually. Take Henrietta. And she could be doing these side objectives, like the water wheel, etc. So, Xarfax, I mean, there's devils here, there's an Arlach, but then again the AI always controls the towers for them. Enemy has fled. Ooh, so this army is outdoors, which is quite good. Guess we can wait. Well, sure thing. 12 mana now, so we can actually, no, we cannot cast a fireball. We can cast Curse twice though. A glorious victory. So actually we are making a good showing for ourselves here, it seemed like. So what do? Do we blast down the Magogs? I think the Magogs are priority, so they would actually come outdoors. And then, as much as this sucks, we want a weaker stack to attack the devil. Actually shot their own dude. It's pretty funny. And then I think the 3-for-1 here as well makes sense. Let's the doggos. Then Mr. Devil, I guess we can shoot him always. Kind of want them to come outdoors, but this guy's preventing it. Well, I guess we'll get rid of their one shooter. This demon is problematic, like we have to fly in to fight him. I guess the skeleton would be the one getting attacked here, right? No, the raids, for some interesting reason. And I guess this guy is stronger, so we would shoot him. And boom. Are we losing the few skeletons that we have? I think we would rather hit with the raids, yeah, because then we don't lose those skeletons. So, Xarfax out here, taking the secondary town away from them on day 1, like a Giga Chad, actual Giga Chad. So, this sets us up for a very good next turn. So, Striker, I suppose he can go for the windmill. I guess that's our resource generating facility. And then these two other heroes. I guess Mr. Moneybag could sit inside of a town. And, well, yeah, they don't have anything to exchange. And then maybe we can start slowly flowing with the other heroes into the side zones. Well, into the second zone, rather. So this man is just chilling. And then Sandro is, as you can see, very happy by his face. He'll be getting back the troops, and then he'll be going and fighting, I guess, these manticores, because they're like an easier thing to fight than the sultans in our biome for the resource generating thingamajig. So we could also do everyone's favorite, smoke. Super high CO2 emissions this time, so the opponents would be confused as to where they're going. Does blue want to land? No. The medics have given the scout leave to speak with you. They are very strict about him talking only for a little while, and you are not to get the man agitated, as his condition is still pretty fragile. With an exasperated sigh, you enter the room where he is being tended to, and realize he must be let go soon, as he can take the news. Obviously, he is not worthy of working for you. His right hand is missing, and so are most of his teeth. He's covered in long cuts, and the bruises flower everywhere. This will simply not do. Asking what he found out, you discovered the only thing he ever really saw was the dungeon after he was caught. Pretending to be satisfied, you leave quickly with the doctors ushering you out. My man saw a dungeon, but there is no dungeon here. Ooh, hey, Nova Soul. Overconfidence is key. It's Wystan guy all over again. I haven't actually seen Dune, but it's on my watch list, because I know that there's the memes with the person with like the strange tube in his nose saying Wystan guy all the time. At least that's what I get from the meme. But yeah, I'm pretty excited actually to watch Dune. I will have some more free time pretty soon. So, you know, maybe it's something I could do, like watch Dune after 2 or 3 weeks. Can probably find the time for that. So, what do we take army-wise here? Upgrading this thing for the second time would be kind of silly. Then again, it's like 2 stacks. I suppose actually Gogs are, since we can get them into Magogs. Maybe the kennels for the doggos, I suppose. Actually, maybe 1 devil would just be fine as well. And yeah, this is the army. Henrietta can actually take the 1000 gold though, so actually now we could afford. Overconfidence is key. Quite the statement. I mean, Xarfax here was overconfident, but he did manage to bring us to victory. Then this, and yeah. Halflings, well, okay, look, Sandro, you can just quickly enter into the town. 800 is needed for this. since we have a multitude of towns. Oh, actually 800 is already acquired, which is really good. And then instead of the... wait, we just traded the artifacts there and back. That's quite the insolence. Okay, so do this, do that. I actually also want these artifacts. And I guess we would be taking the halflings, even though their morale would be quite neutral. Then we would be fighting these creatures. I guess we would be taking the things in front here. And I suppose Xarfax, since he's a good hero, he can become a better hero. A fire magician, I think he will actually do as a good fire magician. So, Mr. Nagash, the money man, the gold bag. He would be sitting in this town with his 2 gold bags and just chilling. And then, yeah, Charna, she has basically done everything she can on this side of the field, so I guess she would be helping us out over here. I guess I kind of want to leave one hero in the middle of everything, so maybe, just maybe, actually Vidomina could also restore her mana. And Straker is just happy sitting here, and I don't think we would be upgrading anything in any town. Teal does not land. He has learned his lesson previously. I was too tough for him. And we could attack Wystan since he is very close nearby. So Sandro will move 1 hex up. Then Henrietta can do this. She can do this. Then I suppose we can fight at the Manticores. If they have a upstack, then... ooh, they don't have an upstack. Yeah, those halflings would be just goners. They are quite fast, but are they fast enough? Everyone's favorite background, by the way. The most hated one of them all, I would say. Okay, let's attack the bigger stack here. Or the one that is not, like, slowed down, rather. And then our dogs... actually, our dogs have negative morale. I think it would be fine to just send the devil in. As well as the sultans. And then I kind of don't really want to... ooh, they're super duper slow. Could have still morale, but... and then, yeah, Henrietta, well, she can't really get that. Damn it, have you trapped sand? Well, technically... ever smoking in the sulfur. Is this tree going to insult me? No, this tree is going to say this is for free. And ballistics actually on a small map where I know there's at least 4 other towns, I would really like that for sure. Then Sandro can go, he can go back into that town a little bit later afterwards. And we can learn level 4 spells with him. And then Xarfax. I guess we need somebody to scout ahead for us. Even if it's risky. But then again, they look like they're stuck in the corner there. Maybe they're afraid of Sandro with all his might. Can't really access this guy. So I think Vidomina would be fine just staying like in the middle of these 2 towns so we can ferry the reinforcements or the armies between one another. Technically we could build a dragon vault, but not feeling like it's too exciting. And then I suppose birthing pools are super cheap for what they are. For an extra additional 8 imps. Per week, so... blue lands on us. I guess it's up to Xarfax to defend, right? Because Sandro is gonna be a bit too slow to reach. Yeah, Sandro is gonna be a bit too slow to reach. So Sandro is completely fine. Staying here for another turn, right? To restore, well, 6 man, and also we probably should be equipping the ring on at least somebody. Ooh, town portal. You fool! Now I can travel between long distances very easily. And yeah, they didn't land here. So wait, where is Henrietta? I'm looking at all the portraits. Can't really decipher which one is hers. And do we want a level for her? She's probably not gonna be showing up again. So I think we would be actually taking the Inferno army, right? Then town portaling over to this Inferno town. I guess an order of fire is an order to be built, and then I think we can just attack Wystan here. So we can't really move in, that's a shame. Well, I guess Xarfax can meet up with Sandro, and I think now we're just dominating everyone and everything, since we have Town Portal. Getting like slow would also be pretty good, but not quite there yet. How rude of you to cast a lightning bolt on me. I guess I can return the favor. And yeah, actually 2 for 1, or actually even 3 for 1. I guess we'll go for 3 for 1. Triple whammy, and here we'll go for 2 for 1. Well, this is a good stack, but that also... Ooh, they didn't attack. And then I think the flies probably the more dangerous stack here. So then what do we want to bolt? We probably want to bolt the wyverns. Guess we'll attack the lizards. Guess we'll attack the wyverns here. And the enemy has fled without much of anything done. That is quite good for me, so I'll leave Sandro on the fast troops, and also wait, I can't believe I made them. Well, look, Sandro can quickly equip the smoking ring of sulfur. It's not like he's gonna get attacked or anything. Then Charna could do this, but Charna can also take that, and she can get 1000 experience. And then Henrietta, even though we're not going to be seeing much of her, she can actually take that level up. And then, yeah, these 3 heroes just chilling. I kind of don't want to buy the army from my main town. I guess I could upgrade it, but I guess I could also build a resource silo for more resource generation. That is also a thing I could do. Overconfidence is key. I mean, yeah, that's basically the scenario in a nutshell, I suppose. So now Xarfax. Guess we would be upgrading the demons. Guess we would be taking the familiars as well. Guess we can take the ever-smoking ring of sulfur away from Sandro. And then boom, 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 and I guess demons, and I guess, well, also the familiars. Well, actually maybe one, give me one familiar back. And then we could either go for the red. Red seems to be like, I don't remember when we took his towns. Oh, we took his towns like at the start of the week, right? I would like to get his artifacts before he disappears, that fool. And actually, yeah, Sandro could also travel, like, let's say here for a little bit. I guess maybe if we get landed there, we can do that. Okay, so Xarfax can just chill here. I guess we could also... Zubin. Scout for a few pixels. That's quite the, you know, didn't quite find what we were looking for. And everyone else is just fine chilling around, right? Yeah, we can do this. I guess we can take the second. Well, would I rather... I guess actually would rather bring the Necro army back home. But technically we could also just, you know, go to this town whenever we need to. So we'll take the one right instead, and Henrietta can follow around our main hero, and then everyone else is just chilling, like forever. And maybe going back to my main town for the water walk could be something I can do. A lack of ore, not something I did expect. This is getting ridiculous. One more scout has returned, or more accurately, his head has returned on a silver platter. How absurd. No one does that sort of thing anymore. Ordering the head to be thrown away, you have the servants clean up the platter and add it to the pantry. No sense in wasting a good platter. Seems you will not be getting some information. This is very upsetting. And you order the man to be fired before your assistant reminds you he's dead. Well, everyone's dead in Necropolis land. Or actually, no, that's apparently not true. Okay, then we can actually do this. And foolish red player, what are you up to here? Did he go on a boat or something silly like that? Red and Teal don't have any towns, it seems, or maybe they have each one town. That could also be the case. That would be quite unusual, but it could be possible. Logistics. I guess Henrietta would be just... I mean, technically Sandro could just town portal, so there's no real reason not to do it, you know? So, we don't have a way to get sulfur, and actually probably upgrading the Dread Knights here would be the biggest investment. Biggest power spike we can get. I will need just like... Actually, let's grab these very quickly. Have to be careful that we can actually reach back home though. But, attacking my Henrietta, really? Even does this to disrespect me? A lightning bolts her. I can't believe such arrogance. Zubin, I will not be dealing with you personally, for I have more important matters to attend to, such as maybe actually going for this tower first, then going for the knowledge, and then actually we're too slow to be town portaling away. Then, I suppose, well, we've already visited. Well, Zubin will escape. Damn him. My arrogance is hurt. My pride has been hurt. So, I guess Xarfax can just simply head back and be the master of this town. Charna also probably couldn't reach him. Unless maybe... Well, we should try, at the very least. No, we cannot reach... Oh yeah, because we had visited it before. Then... I guess the Mausoleum upgrade would be quite good for the fact that we would be getting glitches. I guess I'll still take the unupgraded version. I guess I would be buying out 1 trillion vampires. And yeah, I would probably be buying out the same troops in these two towns. So that's just in case like the Month of the Plague or something silly hits. We're still playing the Shadow of Death version where that can happen, so it is worthwhile being careful. Ooh, ooh. Red, what are you doing? Teal, what are you doing? Okay, so Xarfax here will just step aside. Charna here has some business she can attend to. Glorious victory, eh? I think the AI actually did win, but I will just use the magic arrow here. So 1 skeleton for my troubles here. And yeah, you can actually take that skeleton and she can go and level up. I guess Sandro will go here first. Then we can town portal twice, but it would leave like no mana for me. I think I will actually do it. I will like go to Firebrand maybe first. We can buy out the sultans. Then, what is a good stack to have? Maybe instead of the imps, I'll just take these halflings. And then everything here is already upgraded. So I kind of don't feel like just, you know, doing it twice. Like upgrading everything again. Then the two devils are gonna be nice. These guys are gonna be nice. Magogs, because they shoot. I guess the dogs are gonna be nice. And actually, wait, we do need some troops here, as we are being attacked over there. In that case, Straker, you can take the army here, right? Yeah, you can take the army here. You can give everything over to Vidomina, and you can try to head back home. And I guess we would be going here for the little bit of resources. Then Vidomina, actually, but then that means she's not defending herself, which I think is actually fine. Alright, she can just do like one magic arrow, and that should be it. Actually, she can do more than one magic arrow. I'll give her some troops. Actually, we'll take the Vampire Lords as an upgrade. And I have a devious idea. So here, you would be doing something like that. Okay, let's put this in the corner. Then, what would we do? I guess we would be upgrading the liches. I guess we would be upgrading the wraiths. Unironically, actually, having the serpent fly right now doesn't do much for me. So maybe something like this. Having this serpent fly, though, is quite good for me. And Nagash, I feel like Nagash is very fine defending this. And then I feel like I want to attack the Xyron so his artifacts don't disappear. In case this is like... in case Red doesn't have another town, you know? So, no mana, but still I feel very confident. The enemy has fled, so you do have another town. And I have only one magic arrow, which can hurt you. We'll kind of leave that one cast. Aha, he is indeed the man who commands the Inferno. I'm very happy for him that he managed to cast. This guy actually being immune to magic also means being immune to the fireball. This is apparently a fire magic that is being cast. And then I suppose, well, we can eliminate the full stack. You know what? Summon the demons. And that's exactly what I wanted you to do. And then I suppose the Hydra and... so all of these in a single hit essentially. It's quite good. Then I think oh, we lost one, that's pretty sad. Do this. Two-headed attack for the dog. Then I suppose we could prevent him from escaping by doing this. And then I suppose the Magogs will be going away. These Ifrits, well, there's... yeah, we just lost one. This, and sadly the dog cannot make... oh, but they also have another unit. Kind of forgot about that. This guy blended in by just standing still. Well, we can advance our intelligence, get our 19 skeletons for our troubles, and restore our mana. And we can restore quite a bit of mana, after which we will probably go to this town and water walk our way over here. I do think we will be fine with just defending with the troops that we have. Ooh, Teal, you've made a big miscalculation there, fool. I ironically wish this wasn't so expensive, but it's a free town portal. Okay, well, you know what, let's take the extra few demons. not sure how useful moving the other heroes is here, but yeah, we do want to go to the main town. Do we have anything interesting left here? I suppose we could just leave these skeletons, take these sultans. Or mana is kind of the limiting factor here, but let's go to Firebrand. We have advanced that. Okay, so this probably the raids will be useful in the town siege, and other than that, I guess maybe we'll be taking the vampires instead of the demons, right? And I know I said that I don't want to upgrade, like double upgrade the dwellings, but just for convenience sake, then let us go to Blight, right? Sandro can then travel back where all the army has converged together. He can upgrade his liches. He can upgrade his raids. Well, they're too expensive. He can upgrade his... Damn it, all the vampires are too expensive as well. I guess we can sell a few resources. Then we can actually upgrade the vampires and the vampire lords. Upgrade these raids. And then what can we buy out? Well, this should be good enough. And now we have an army set for attacking. We also have the Water Walk, the one and only. We even have 200 spell or 200 movement points left, so if we can level up correctly, we can go back in the town to regenerate our mana. So, destroy undead. How about no? Delete all of these with a single cast. And let's see if they are running away or if they're not running away. So, of course, they're elementals, so we can't just like shoot 2 of them at once. 5 to 8, 7 to 10, 2 to 3, all 60 of these. Guess let's go for the fire alleys. Here, well, I guess we can get 2 for 1. And then, I suppose... they would be attacking the Vampire Lord with the sprites. Ooh, or not, apparently. Well, Vokial, and we do get something that we did not really want. Well, thank you for my sawmill, and I will take away the army that is not fast. So, Sandro would be fast. Then... I suppose we could try to build in a level 5 mage guild. Ooh, blue and teal. Still walking around, so Charna here. Okay, Charna is like been boosted by 2 different biomes, that's pretty good. Then I will give back everything to Sandro that he indeed did own beforehand. I will water walk just to see if I can reach that far. I can't reach that far. So am I going with this amount of mana? And also Sandro never took these. I could just take these and go back into the town and then go from the Fountain of Youth. But I feel like we have a strong enough army that just doing this, yeah, foolish Ciele. Actually her army is quite big. But we do have all the preferable troops for the attack. And then, yeah, we can leave. And Charna in the middle of these 2 towns. Nagash happily sitting indoors. And yeah, I'm looking at the troops, but everything is just like too expensive. We're missing like sulfur, so we can't really develop any further. And there's, well, Dungeon gives sulfur, Cove gives sulfur, but the other towns don't. So that is quite sad, as we do not have any dungeon. Ooh. So blue lands here with what? With Rosic, with a decent sized army. Nagash could reach Vidomina, and Vidomina could reach this town, and Xarfax could also probably reach the town and be its defender. this man is the most skilled man in the arts of the magics. Actually, probably, yeah, we can do that. So, they left the town completely free. I could buy a school of magic. I could also build an artifact merchant. I think I'm regenerating my mana here for one single turn. So, in that case, I would actually rather prefer the artifact merchant, as I wish to sell this cursed thing. And I think this doesn't help me, and also this necklace, like immunity against the Death Ripple brother, who's going to be casting Death Ripple at this time of day. What spells do you have? Town Portal as well. Bless. We finally can bless things. And yeah, let's grab... What units do we have here? I guess unironically just these. Plus a few of these. Mr. Goldbags man can head back there. Then Vidomina. I do kind of like having her like in the way of the opponent. Then Xarfax. Guess we can give this temporarily to Straker. And I did like this idea before, where actually Vidomina would simply be having some 1-stacks of raids to suck out some mana. Then this would be our bigger stack. And, well, I suppose I want some of those. Okay, just skeletons for those rest of the stacks. I guess Straker, because he is wielding the Sulphur Ring, would be kind of running away a little bit. Oh yeah, Sandro's recovering mana, and the Charna is happy to just... Did she visit everything? She could have, yeah, actually she did visit everything. She could have maybe besides the two things for the spell power. Okay, I think that's fine. I think we shouldn't be losing a town. And Blue, it seems one of your men is actually capable of doing something constructive. He found the man lurking around the meeting areas and quickly discovered a spy in your midst. You remember talking to the fellow and realized he may have passed on some vital information to one of the other kings. You order him dismembered and mail a part or two to each of the other kings. This will cover all of your bases. With any luck, and you are sure to have some good luck, he will tell you all sorts of good information. Sandro doing the typical Sandro thing. Magic University, and then let us buy the air magic. And do we want some other school of magic? I mean, technically water magic could also be decent, but we can always come back to this town, you know? So, and also, ooh, Sephinroth here with, I guess Sandro would just move 1 hex anyway. We would do this, make Harpy 1-stacks. And then Sephinroth would be doing some scouting for us, and yeah, she does successfully finds a target for Sandro to eliminate. Let's go with defense skill, and then let's get Gundula down. Silly Gundula. And then let me think, how could I eliminate all of these stacks that you possess? I guess we can just do this, one single fireball. And then we're not generating any skeletons because we are full, like on the slots. But I feel like that is fine. And then this other guy is a little bit of an inconvenience. guess Mr. Nagash can take the Ring of Sulfur, so all our money is on one hero. Vidomina, well, technically it would be better if she didn't die, but then again, I know I don't like upgrading things multiple times in the same place, but this, and I think we should actually trade a few resources away so we can buy more of these Dread Knights, like just one big stack. And I think Xarfax should be able to, you know, beat down Rosic even without a wall on these 17 Dread Knights, especially if we can cast some things. Actually, you know what, maybe, well, 17, 8 and 9, 8 and 9, maybe that's not gonna one-shot some things. Actually, let's do it like this. You know what, let's buy another one for the strength of 18 Death Knights. Actually, maybe Vidomina can be sent in first just to check out Rosic's, what the Rosic is all about. 60 spell power A. 70, that's exactly one Wyvern, so... and 70, that's also one Gorgon. Guess we would get down like the Wyvern. And then also nice mana you have there, Rosic. Yeah, nice mana you have there indeed, Rosic, so then minus another one. So 3 Wyverns for 7 random creatures. That feels like quite a good trade, or quite a reasonable trade at the very least, so Charna can take the 1 extra spell power, and maybe she can even recover her mana here. So, do I feel confident in Mr. Xarfax's ability to take on Rosic? Is there any reason to do it? I think he's a mysticism specialist, so he would be recovering his mana. I think we should, could and should. Oh, enemy has fled. That's what I thought. I can fireball you, fool, or I can actually do this spell, which basically does the damage I could do on 2 different creatures in one singular creature. I think, yeah, let's just get the Hydra down in one single blast. And where's your mana, fool? And then, guess we want to get rid of the lizards because they can stun. Also, we can just do it in two different spellcasts. 14 or 67. I guess we want to attack the cow. And, well, 1 knight for that is quite a fair exchange, so... Ooh, red is arriving here. Oh yeah, there is a whole other continent. I kinda did forget. I did forget that there's a whole other continent, potentially, which we could have enemies in. Yeah, yikes. Sure thing. Then... Sephinroth can actually grab that sawmill. And I guess we could water walk from here. From this side, you know? I really don't like the sand. I'm like Anakin Skywalker, I don't like sand. It's just the way it is, so this and this, well, roughly, well, actually he was like already in the middle of the 2 things. I think we would have to go back here to fight an Arlach with Sandro anyway, because he's basically the only guy who can go between the towns conveniently at the very least. So Stygus, and nothing interesting here. Yeah, we don't have a scholar or anything like that. Arlach, you fool. I will attack you. Oh, slow on this one. That's quite pesky, isn't it? And then let's go 2 for 1. Well, Archer doesn't get to shoot, quite a shame. I think the strongest thing we have is like a bolt, right? Yeah, we have a bolt. And then we can't really 2 for 1 hit here, but we can try. And is he gonna get frozen? He's gonna get frozen, damn it. Well, do I want Mr. Slowed guy? Well, the spell, all the nonsense from Mr. Sultan. And then I think he will be running away. Ooh, oh, he runs away with the war machines. So expert earth magic is glorious. After that, I have 2 options, either to chill. You know what, actually we could just cast water walk and see if we can walk over here. Oh, we can walk over here. Okay, so I think we can actually attack their town, and that would be quite good. Then actually buy everything we can in this town and leave just the 1 stacks. And then Charna can also go up there. And maybe she can go into the boat with the rest of the army. We have some Dread Knights here as well. You know what, maybe. Just maybe. Well, Xarfax is restoring mana. After he restores his mana, he's completely fine to jump in a boat. That's at least what I think. Ooh, and Teal is approaching the town with an Aenain. Could I defend it? Maybe with Ixie I could. Well, what can't the Chinese necromancer do? I wonder if buying a school of magic would actually trigger. What do we want? What is the like? I guess water magic. I guess also earth magic. I guess water magic for the crystal. I guess air magic is cheaper. No, this doesn't trigger the learning level up. Well, slightly cheaper magic arrows. I feel like we should be able just to take, to defend the town, like so. Sephinroth, quite valuable, just simply by existing. I hope she doesn't get assassinated, even though, you know, I have put her on a location which is very assassination friendly. Then I suppose well, yeah. I guess we would be taking this army and going in a boat, and then also Xarfax. Potentially go in a boat. 10 gems, damn it, we can trade for 1. This is quite a scam though. I will take my advanced air magic and I will continue to the town, which is completely empty for some reason while these guys are still fighting. We haven't actually slain an opponent yet, so that is pretty interesting. They've been up to some shenanigans on their own, it seems like. So then, what we can do is very simply put, fight the sultans for the little bit of experience. Can't really bless. Well, I guess we could technically do this. Wait, let's hit for safety. No fire shield, brother. My hit is not strong enough for that. Then boom, and boom. And then we lost 1 to fire shield, but we can advance our fire magic. Bring of infinite gems. 2000 gold for a level up, sure thing. Bit of a scam, and then we can once again restore our mana. And then I think Xarfax will be strong enough to, you know, go in a boat. So we can even set up Striker as a secondary hero here. So, how far can Nagash reach? I guess maybe we'll need another hero. Just because Striker's so damn slow, but he's slow because of the 2 skeletons. Let's just actually remove those. Okay, that, and everyone is ready, and everyone is chilling, and I think it should all be good. Blue takes Red's town. You are going for a town, but then decide to attack Sephinroth. How do you explain yourself, mister? All my harpies as well. Nice haste cast, fool. So we'll do another magic arrow here, and then actually we'll just fly away. And then boom, and Sephinroth can simply surrender. I think we did plenty of damage to them. So that's that. So then we could rebuy her in this town, so she's just generating crystal forever. And then we have Ignis, a Conflux hero, actually. So, I think Sandro will be completely fine attacking Blue's town here. Glorious victory. A Yog, and that's it. We have defeated you. And of course, since we have ballistics, actually we have expert earth magic finally. That is also pretty beautiful. In my tent, did that really need to happen? Fireball on multiple stacks. I suppose let's fireball multiple stacks. And then actually let's wait. And well, we can't really get all of them down. And then my dogs are being shot. Alright, I see how it is. So, we could resurrect all 23 of these. I guess the... yeah. Well, apparently I didn't target the tower there. Ever-flowing cloak of crystal and endless bag of gold, and blue has been vanquished. Ooh, that is quite the thing. Then Cage of Warlords for the extra defense skill, and then Mr. Sandro could either regenerate his mana or he could go forward to attack the opponents. I think it would be fine to just leave the 7 serpent flies here. Our army is very strong even without the extra use of magic. So then, did I get landed? No, I didn't get landed, but I did get insulted here by that Aenain. I think we could actually beat him with this little army, right? Well, if we start working on the water elemental, that's gonna be the toughest opponent here. Okay, he just magic arrowed that down. Quite sad. Well, skeleton against skeleton combat. Did I overestimate Ixie's abilities? Well, maybe I might have. His magic also seems to be stronger than mine was. Well, Ixie, then at least you can die with honor. If you cannot win. Well, sure thing, no matter, we can just buy another one. Ignis, it's your time to show your power. And actually you can probably do it with the sprites alone, can you not? has fled. Damn it. We didn't even get a meme on him. Well, sure thing. Okay, then. We don't have that much money, I guess. We just get this man with all his raids inside of a boat, and then we can go and attack whoever is left here. Ooh, Ciele, quite a big army. I guess maybe Sandro should have recovered his mana. And then also... Is Charna strong enough to do certain objectives? Well, maybe if we exchange her army with Sandro's army. Well, your man caught another spy, and this one is sure to succumb to the comfy chair and the other tortures of your dungeon master. The last one simply had to be dismembered and sent away because he wouldn't tell you anything. This one is sure to confess all sorts of information. You are just positive about the situation. Positive about the situation, well... I think Charna should be strong enough to... Like, if we exchange army with her... Right, this army should be strong enough to take a town. And then, I guess we could... simply go... Yeah, we can simply travel to this town. And... You know what, let's get a higher speed. I think I selected the fly to be moved, but apparently no, it wasn't the case. Sand, quite a terrain type, isn't it so? Buy one bird, put him like this. I think, is this strong enough actually to defend? I'm sure it is, isn't it? Well, anyway, we would be also taking, let's take just the, actually let's merge all the liches into one unupgraded stack. Let's take all the Dread Knights. I think those would be the two creatures which should be helping us the most in like a siege. Boom boom. Nagash would be going here. Then we would be putting Straker here. We would be buying out, well, just a random hero, Stig. And then all these raids. And I guess actually since we have so much wooden ore, why not invest it wisely into even more creatures which can help us take a town. So then this man actually gives away the ring. Do this. Don't even mind having one imp here. And yeah, I think we will be applying pressure to that other town, wherever it is, here with this little army. So the only doubts now I have are actually about Sandro. And yeah, I didn't check before what artifacts are here. Some juicy ones, but I don't really think we would be needing them. Okay, so let's get the 2 additional birds. I think that should be good enough to defeat Ciele. I mean, at least if I could recover my mana. Oh no, am I gonna... Aye. You know what, we'll play it a little bit safe. Where is, who is here? Oh, this is a Sephinroth. We'll play it slightly safe by putting the skeletons indoors. And actually taking Sandro to Blight, and then we'll just water walk back if we have a problem. We'll buy out some units and we'll water walk back to this town. I'll let them take that town for 1 turn. If they so desire, they do not desire this. Well, then they are fools. Oh, hello. I think Charna should actually also eliminate everyone she sees on the way there. Enemy has fled. Oh yeah, she has tactics, so she can act super duper fast before anyone can even do anything. Okay, then I suspect that the way the AI got that result was by attacking the faster creatures, right? Ooh, well, it put the dogs in a bad place. Ooh, they're actually fighting, quite interestingly enough. Sure thing, we'll advance the necromancy, even though we don't really get anything from it. And then we'll try to guess that the second town is in this side. Then, ooh, yeah, this is like a freebie. Yeah, this is like a freebie, which we can get. Okay, an extra damage. And then as much damage as possible, and then boom. A fire elemental stack is gone, and then also we can simply, well, yeah, we can simply chill, like so. School of Magic, no thank you, he is fine as he is. Even Sandro actually, since, well, we'll just take all the skeletons, I suppose. It's time for the Hammer Time upgrade, everyone's favorite, Hammer Time, since we already have the zombies there, so we can town portal back to... Wait, can we? Oh, it's not Vazar, it is Massian, and this is the town. And then, what do we want? Well, we want the extra skeletons, and I suppose... Well... Let's just take the sprites. Foolish Ciele. I think my magic should be enough to carry me to victory. A glorious victory. Yeah, the AI is winning. Well, this was a pretty sad state of affairs. Let's actually slow them down. And then... Who is taking the retaliation? Maybe actually. The 9 demons. Then we could actually deal with some elementals very easily. And protection from fire there. Interesting choice. Well, and then let's dispel this man. Let's take the retaliation with the familiars. Slap those pixies out of existence. And then the skeleton here can help as well. Okay, then I think we can lightning bolt this out of existence. We can slap this guy out of existence. Well, almost. Not quite. I think we can attack the elemental here. Oh, they could have attacked 2, but they chose to attack 1. Then we can slap this guy out of existence. Oh, and I didn't realize I would get a movement after that. But boom, and then Ciele has been destroyed. And then up next, Aenain. I suppose, actually. We could make Sandro fast, but no, we cannot. Well, I suppose we can go for this Aenain. Nagash can safely return to the safety of his town, and Xarfax is just chilling, and there should only be one town that I have not accounted for yet left. I think, well, yeah, we should be strong enough, like so, to defeat this foul wizard. Who would win? 3 firebirds or 1 pixie. I bet you never saw the result of that one coming. So here, just in case there is like a sneaky hero in the darkness, we can do this. Let's actually go through the oasis and let's attack Vokial here. And then we can just shoot him. Endless bag of gold, expert 5 magic, and Teal has been vanquished. Is Teal the first one to go? Actually no, Blue was already gone. Blue was already a goner. And then Ash or the second town. I think we should be looking for where the second town is. Up or down? Oh, down. Okay, that was the correct guess. And then this and Sandro, of course, could simply town portal and deal with the last town. Do we have some units here? Yeah, we do have some units here. We could also maybe snatch some units from elsewhere, but no. Like it's fine, we just go to Coolmire, what a cool name for a town. Snatch all of these. Upgrade the Wyverns because they're flying. We do really like flying creatures. Guess we'll take the Basilisks because they're upgraded. And then I guess we'll leave 7 gnolls to watch the town. It's like guardians of the town. And then Ash. Do I think this connects to something? Well, we'll go and hunt Ash. Yes, a disconnect and... ooh, minus 5,000. This is totally unfair. Your accountant has lost a lot of money. He claimed you had about 5,000 gold pieces more than you actually do. You fire him and give him a job weeding the daisy bed behind the castle. That will teach him for losing so much money. Such incompetence can give you quite a headache. At least the Volporous young woman is very good at making your headaches and troubles go away. Sandro has no time for headaches. And then also, let's do it like this. Ash, oh actually maybe I could have stepped into the oasis. I think Victoria would be fast enough, right? She would, but would she be strong enough? Let's do this air magic just for the stronger lightning bolt. Here, suck my magic. That came out too funny. Okay, and then I feel like Charna is gonna be doing the last few fights with this pretty strong army that we have collected for ourselves. Let's actually position the troops a little bit differently. Glorious victory. Well, let's have the AI battle one for us. Wow, what a way to defeat an enemy. And then backwater, with a backwater town, the last one here. Maybe let's do it like that. Hit these. They've slowed down my sultans, quite unfortunate. So, actually let's attack the cow. Let's attack... let's bolt it, let's not have any incidents. And then 2 for 1 shot. I think the gnolls should be perishing. Oh, the gnolls didn't perish. And then the Hydra, the last remaining opponent that we have. We lost the vampires, which was unnecessary, but still, since this is probably the last fight, I don't really care about it. Oh, expert pathfinding. Thank you for these 14 skeletons, and Red has been vanquished, and congratulations, all your enemies have been defeated and victory is yours. And we are indeed an arrogant Black Knight, apparently. What a thematic way to end the, well actually, if Tamika took the last fight, she was the Black Knight specialist. But yeah, we did win this one quite easily. This could have been one of those pretty difficult maps to like progress, because everyone is stuck in their like 1/4 of the world, having 2 towns, and with the initial resources you can actually build up those towns a little bit. But yeah, afterwards you have problems with resources, so maybe the guy with the artifact merchant can slowly edge out in stats. We are of course going to be loading up the game, so Arrogance, I think it starts with A, so of course we cannot find it in the top of the alphabet. So we started out like this. I was writing the cheats and then I was like, wait, they're incorrect. So we started here, Teal started here, and yeah, Red actually built a capital in their second town, which is quite funny. They have a guardian for their town. I didn't. They had the guardian for that town. Wait, what? Purple just doesn't have a guardian for their second town. Is that normal? What? Okay, but hey, anyway, let's check the map out a little bit. So, it's kind of interesting to me that number 1, these piles were like all gigabig, you know, extremely big piles. Wasn't expecting that. Then the fact that these were joiners, the fact that these were joiners, the fact that, well, these were joiners. We had so many joiners in the early game, it's actually pretty insane. And let's deposit my favorite joiners. 46 sims became 46 skeletons real quick. So, these of course wanted to fight. Sandro, by the way, never visited the Revelation Garden in Marvelous Tower. This cache was actually smaller, and it looks like this one is like random by the amounts that we're getting. Then here we got the Dragon Eye. The second town is kind of like a standard second town, minus the fact that it's missing a tavern. The Sultans wouldn't have joined, no matter what. And actually, I do need a little bit of like wood. This fight actually was pretty troubling on this bag of gold, and yeah, you get a bunch of resources for doing these fights. It seems like the ones that break you into another player's zone. So that's quite good. I do want to check out the other water as well. So here, of course, we did, yeah, Cards of Prophecy, Dragonbone, Greaves. Those things passively helped me. The Still Eye of the Dragon for the Lux, Ring of Oblivion, which we had to get rid of, so because it's actually actively doesn't help us. Actually, actively makes our gameplay worse since we cannot resurrect. We didn't get Animate Dead though, and so I'm actually quite curious. Here, let's just take the learning. Do they also have big? Oh yeah, they also have the bigger stacks. So it's kind of curious that the AI didn't really take these resources. Medium-sized chests. I guess the chests are of random sizes. Okay, but yeah. Now looks like maybe these guys. No, they're tier 3 mob fought against them, and actually, yeah, they also had like a side zone, which had some small treasures. Their learning stone was guarded. Mine was for free. I feel like the purple guy actually gets a little bit of a bonus here, as he does have the, you know, free. A second town, right? Yeah. 10. Oh, 10 is not a big quantity. And this town, well, actually this town is better built up. Yeah, like, what the hell is this? This town is way better built up. It's like... I kind of want to check Red's main town now. Is your main town? Yeah, your main town is actually as built up as this one. So, purple gets the free town, but purple gets the town less developed. I guess that is the trade-off. You don't have to fight, but, yeah. Your town is less developed. So, let's check what they had in their little ocean. So no artifact here because this is too small. And then angel feather arrows, which I didn't manage to see. Maybe their hero who had them died. Talisman Man also didn't manage to see. This one was a big one. Inexhaustible Orca. Actually, that would be quite good in this map. This would require archery. This would be kind of good. And then also the things I want to check are... Is this their big cache? Ooh, their big cache. 20 Hellhounds would follow them. And yeah, looks like they also... No. Seems like it's just a small cache of resources. Do they not have a big cache? Oh, they do have it, but it's like all the way up here. That is quite interesting. So wait, these guys of course fight. And 10, yeah, they do have this big cache with the 5,000 golds. That is actually quite a way to turbo boost the player. Give them, you know, 2 piles of 5,000 gold. These automatons. And what about this town? Is it... Yeah, this town is actually more developed as well. And then once again, you would have to fight a level 6 creature for something that generates resources. Okay, that's that. Would this Guardian give you the million trillion resources? Yeah, actually. So the way to progress in this map, I guess you... Yeah, if you defeat 2 of these Guardians like I did, you get to 2 endless bags of gold, which will really help your progress out. So this kind of seems pretty similar. I want to check their second town. Is it also somewhat developed, like level 3 dwellings? Yeah, level 3 dwelling. That is indeed the case. Here, no artifacts. I guess I got good luck with some artifacts. Is this their big guardian? For a treasure? No, this is... I guess this is their big guardian for their big treasure. And yeah. 10, 10. So maybe also sailing very quickly to this zone, but then again, it's kind of foolish for the AI to not take such an easy fight very close to them. Yeah, actually this map is pretty rich for 4 players. You can get quite a few resources. Everyone gets their treasure zone and everyone gets their second town, which is somewhat built up already. Mine is kind of more scuffed though. I wonder if that was intentional. I mean, there's no guardian in here, so I assume that it was intentional for that to be the case. I think the Teal player has the worst time because he is stuck on sand. Rough terrain is manageable and these two just don't have any, like, negatives for the terrain. So yeah, this was Arrogance. Quite an interesting S-size map. This is one of the more iconic maps, by the way, because in Shadow of Death it would be alphabetically the first map, so very many players didn't know how to choose a map when they started playing Heroes 3, so they would just go, you know, new game, single player, and then the first map that was offered to them was Arrogance like this, and they would just click begin, you know, or maybe they would figure out how they can choose towns, but yeah, they would be just playing Arrogance. First map, kind of interesting, is an introductory map. You do have like big piles of resources, so you can build up to higher tier creatures. Anyway, I was Guest 273. I hope you enjoyed this small map. I sure did. And I will see you again whenever that will be. Maybe later today, maybe next week. But you know, I stream on Saturdays guaranteed. So yeah, I'll see you again on next Saturday for 100%. Until then, you know, until we meet again randomly. So yeah, I hope you have a good day, evening or night, at whatever time you're watching this. Thank you for tuning in.